Hello, sports fans, and Merry Christmas, and welcome to our my Christmas Day edition of Scott Sports 101. We're gonna talk a lot of sports today. Usually I have two guests, but right now with the pandemic, I have at least have my brother-in-law Eric Hoyle is here, and standing behind me, holding up my big backdrop, my nephew Jay Hoyle and my niece Alyssa Hoyle. Well, we're gonna talk Browns, we're gonna talk Cavs, Buckeyes, we're gonna talk about today's NFL game. But first, here is today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. Within 2 decades, 2000s in the 2000s and 2010s, which Browns quarterback set a franchise record in passing yards? I will have the answer later in the podcast. We have one game going on today, one NFL game. And it's just underway right now. It's the New Orleans Saints and the Minnesota Vikings. And Minnesota just scored. It's Saints and Vikings are tied at 7 with 8:46 left to go in the first quarter. So we'll see how that prevails. There's a lot of these games are going to have playoff implications this weekend.
Yep.
Who are trying to clutch playoff berths. And after a solid 20-6 win over the New York Giants last week on Sunday Night Football, the Browns are still in New York as they get ready to take on the New York Jets, who are no longer winless. Now, the time has almost arrived for the Browns to clinch their first playoff spot since 2002, and it could happen this weekend on Sunday with a victory over or tie with the 1-13 Jets.
That's if the
Who
Steelers.
at MetLife Stadium in New York, and it'll be on at 1 p.m. And kickoff will be at 1 p.m. on CBS 19. Now, the Jets avoided the dreaded 0-16 season by upsetting the Rams 23-20. Rams coach Sean McVay calls this loss very embarrassing and very disappointing.
Well,
And extremely disappointing. And it was, because the Rams could have had this game, but just were not able to get over the hurdle to get it. Now, the Browns' chances of winning the AFC North have increased with the Steelers' loss to the Bengals,
yes.
which was their third straight one. Now, we've got the Steelers at the end next week at the last game of the regular season. The Browns have been winners of 5 of their last 6 games to move to 10-4. Will probably beat the Jets, and I think they will.
Well, the Rams thought they'd beat them too.
Yeah,
so
but you never know. And,
you don't want to take them too lightly.
No, but I think that a lot of people are thinking the Browns are going to get the win in this game. And let's hope. And
because if they don't, then there's no point. There's no chance at all.
And if so, they'll also keep alive their hopes of winning the AFC North for the first time. Their first division crown since 1989 for the first time. And if the Browns win out and the Colts beat the Steelers, then and the Steelers lose, then the AFC North will be up for grabs between the Browns and the Steelers next week. And I'd like to see that happen. I don't know about.
That'll be the last time the
Yeah.
first game of the season was important in a long time.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Usually
And if the Browns can win out, they'll be 12-4, and they will indeed not only win the division but make the playoffs. Now, here are some playoff scenarios. Now, Cleveland with a win and Baltimore with a loss or a tie, they would get a playoff berth. Or Cleveland with a win and Miami with a loss, then Browns would still get a playoff berth. Now, Cleveland with a win and Indianapolis with a loss, they would still clinch their playoff berth. Now, if Cleveland would tie with the Jets, Baltimore would lose, then they would still get a playoff berth. Or Cleveland would tie and Miami would lose, then it would still clinch a playoff. Those are your playoff scenarios right there. Because the Chiefs have already clinched the AFC Western Division, I believe,
Yeah.
and the Bills have clinched the AFC East. They have clinched that, or I believe it's the East. They have clinched, and so I think the Titans are trying to clinch the South, I believe, and with the NFC, I believe it's either Dallas is going to be Washington or going to clinch that NFC East, and I think
If the Browns were in the division, it would be over already for them. But
Yeah,
that
so-
division stinks.
But I do believe that the Browns are going to I feel, get the win, and so this could be.
If the Browns win, are they in it no matter what?
Yes, if they win this one, they are in the playoffs because we've got the Vicinity in the wild card spot. But if the Colts win and beat the Steelers, then it's up for grabs with Pittsburgh next week. And if we beat the Steelers, we go to 12-4 and we win the division. I think the last time the Browns were, they were never 11-4, but if they would win this week or 11-4. I don't think the last time they were 11-3, I think was 1976. I believe.
That's crazy.
But the last time the Browns were 12-4, I believe. I think it was
a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a lot. I think it was 1986. I can't remember, but yeah, a lot of us fans were. But you and I
we were.
But I really think that this was really going to be, I think, a win for the Browns, and I think either Seattle or the Rams will clinch the NFC West, and then for the NFC South, that'll come down, I think, to I think Green Bay's got that locked up. Yeah. I believe it's Green Bay. I believe. Excuse me. So a lot of teams are in the hunt, but Baltimore, I think they want to get a wild card spot, and I think they're in a must-win situation. I believe. And
what's Baltimore's record?
Baltimore's 9-5, and they're playing the Giants this week, and it's in Baltimore.
They'll win that, and then hope that Steelers and the Browns lose.
And Miami, they are playing the Raiders, and they're also in the hunt. Yes, for I think one of the wild card spots, but.
It's a messed up year if the Browns and the Dolphins. And
I think Miami's going to get the win in that one because I'm going with them because Derek Carr is injured. Raiders quarterback Derek Carr is with an injury right now. We'll get back to the NFL if we have time a little bit later. But moving on to the Cavs, we're going to do that right now. After an explosive 121-114 win over the Charlotte Hornets Wednesday night, the Cavs are now 1-0. After their first game, and this will be a 72-game season instead of an 82-game season. But the Cavs will get ready to take on the Detroit Pistons at Little Caesars Arena tomorrow night. And I said Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan. Now, Cavs head coach J.B. Bickerstaff knows what he wants to see out of this Cavs team this season, and in the win over the Hornets Wednesday night, the Cavs put up 41 points in that second quarter.
Oh, jeez.
And they had a 65-44 lead at halftime. And they just never let up in the third and fourth quarter. And they went on to win it. But the Hornets tried to catch up, but they couldn't get over Hurley. They tried to make a comeback. But, this is going to be another rebuilding year. But I think we'll win more games than we did last year. Yeah. But it'll be another rebuilding year because I think it's going to be another 2 to 3 years before they're
I don't expect
back in the playoffs.
But if they're beating teams by that much, maybe.
And Isaac Oraka, welcome to the NBA. He scored 11 points.
Oh, did he? Oh,
he did. So he had a great night. And but Colin Sexton led the way with 27 points, and Darius Garland 22. He had a big night. And Larry Nance Jr. was 17.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
pretty well-rounded.
Yeah, we will get to the Buckeyes in just a moment, but right now it is time to reveal the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. Within 2 decades, 2000s and the 2010s, which Browns quarterback set a franchise record in passing yards? You want to take a crack at it before I reveal it?
That's only in 2010. I want to guess Tim Couch.
Oh, well, you're right in the thick of it, but that's not the correct answer. It was Josh McCown. If you said Josh McCown, you are correct. McCown was absolutely electrifying, giving his heart and soul in an inspiring performance during the October 2015 spectacle. His efforts were rewarded with a stunning overtime win in Baltimore that also saw the team come back from being down 21 in the second half. He threw 457 yards, 2 touchdowns, and added another one rushing as he scraped for a 10-yard touchdown, getting blown up at the goal line, but holding on and eking his way into the end zone. McCown would likely not be a Hall of Famer, but you can't question this guy's heart and guts for the game. I will have another trivia question on my next podcast, so stay tuned for that. Moving on now to the Buckeyes. The Ohio State Buckeyes will take on the Clemson Tigers in the Nokia Sugar Bowl on New Year's Day next Friday, January 1st, at Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana.
That's a rematch from last year.
Yes, it is. Ohio State's football's college playoff rematch against Clemson in the Sugar Bowl will get primetime on ESPN with kickoff at 8 p.m. on January 1st. Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit will serve as the game's play-by-play announcers, and analysts, with Maria Taylor and Tom Rinaldi reporting from the sidelines. The four also worked the Buckeyes' 29-23 loss to the Tigers in the Fiesta Bowl last season,
which they should have won.
Yeah, and the quarter of Sean McDonough and Todd Blackledge, Todd McShay, and Allison Williams will serve as the announcers for the Rose Bowl between Alabama and Notre Dame in Arlington, Texas on New Year's Day. So this will that's going to be a good game, I think, between Alabama and Notre Dame, because as you know, next Friday on New Year's Day will be Bowl Day, and the following Monday will be the national championship, but we don't know who's going to be in that as of yet. We don't know.
I'm going to guess it's not going to be Notre Dame.
No. This will be the fifth meeting between the two programs, with Clemson holding a 4-0 record series to the two previous meetings came in the college football playoffs, with trips to Glendale, Arizona, while others were played at the Gator and Orange Bowls. This will be only the second time Fowler and Herbstreit and Taylor have worked on an OSU game after calling the 38-25 primetime road win over Penn State. Ohio comes into the playoffs with a 6-0 record as a Big Ten champions, while Clemson is a 10-1 record with an ACC championship. This is not going to be an easy game for Ohio State. It's going to be a challenging one, I feel, Eric.
Yes.
Maybe
they'll be pumped up.
Yeah, I think they will be pumped up, but I think Ohio State could possibly get the win, but don't count Clemson out of this one.
Not with Trevor.
So I am not going to give a score prediction on this one just yet. So
I'll say the Buckeyes win.
Okay, yeah.
The scores, though.
Yeah, I'm going to say that the Buckeyes win too.
They're going to revenge from last year. Over Clemson.
And we're quickly going to get back to the NFL. We're almost out of time, but there are New Orleans has taken the lead with 5:10 left in the first quarter. It's 14-7. And tomorrow, on Saturday, there are three more NFL games. Tomorrow, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will take on the Detroit Lions at Ford Field in Detroit. And that'll be a 1 o'clock start on NFL Network. The San Francisco 49ers will take on the Arizona Cardinals in Arizona. That'll be on Amazon. And that'll be at 4:30. And at 8:15, the Miami Dolphins and the Las Vegas Raiders at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. And that will be on NFL Network. So now this will be one of those. These will be three games that'll have playoff implications.
Yeah. This is the last day of the last Saturday game.
Yes, the last Saturday games, and today's games takes place at the last Thursday night game and this will be the last Sunday night game this week. And that will be the Green Bay Packers and the Tennessee Titans at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay. And I'm picking Green Bay to win that one because, Tennessee is looking to clinch the South, but I don't think they're going to get it. But don't count them out.
Yeah, it's that Green Bay is going to be tough.
Well, yeah, you're right. Well, that's just about.
Snow.
Yeah, well, this is about going to wrap it up for this holiday edition. And Eric, I want to thank you. And listen, Jay, thanks for holding the backup. 3, 2, 1. I'm done. Merry Christmas.